refuse to have an energetic toggle switch anymore. There's only one setting, fully me. And if a relationship requires me to shrink, to dampen my energy, or to edit my truth, I'm not doing that anymore. So today we're talking about the personal pillar, relationships, boundaries, inner peace. And 3 things in this video that we're going to touch upon would be, the first one is what the personal pillar actually is. Second, a simple way to measure relationships without guilt. And third, how to set boundaries with thoughtfulness and not drama. The personal pillar is your relationship with yourself and the people closest to you. Because you can have health and money and still feel miserable if your close relationships are messy. The goal of the personal pillar is simple, and it's not to collect relationships like trophies. It is to get the most joy on the planet out of my personal relationships. Not perfection or constant harmony, because that's not realistic, but joy, real connection. And to stop bleeding energy into dynamics that cost me my peace. You can have nice people around you, but if you can't be yourself, then you'll still feel lonely, right? And now the governing principle that I love here is thoughtfulness. And thoughtfulness is not people-pleasing. It's not saving everyone. It's just simply being intentional, being respectful, clear. My favorite line is, say what you mean, but don't say it mean. Some of us have learned to keep the peace by becoming smaller. Less needs, less opinions, less us. And you know what? I'm done with that. If someone can only tolerate a watered down version of me, then they don't get the full access pass anymore. It doesn't even mean I dislike them. It just means I am choosing sovereignty. Okay? Practical tool. Because feelings are real, but so is data. Every now and again, I'll use a simple relationship scorecard. And pick some relationships or groups of relationships to review and rate each category. In this example, I'm using the Fibonacci sequence because it's so very clear, but you can use any scale you want. So for example, impact. What kind of impact do I have on this person or group of people? And what about reciprocity? Is there a give and take, or is it one-sided? You know, often with small children, it's expected to be one-sided. But what about other relationships? What about communication? Can we be honest with each other? Time and energy. After spending time together, do I feel steadier or do I feel drained? So total it up. This isn't to judge people. It is to protect your life and your precious energy. And so here's how to use it. If the scores are strong, maintain, appreciate it. And if one category is weak, improve the one thing, one conversation, one boundary. And if everything is low and you're constantly drained by being around this person, then you might want to consider sunsetting the relationship. And, you know, sunset doesn't mean a dramatic breakup. You know, more often than not, it just simply means less access, fewer details, fewer favors, more distance. And you're not punishing anyone. You are simply protecting yourself and your own precious energy. So now your relationship with yourself counts too. And if you are disconnected from yourself, you will keep choosing relationships that feel familiar and not necessarily healthy. So this is where meditation and journaling really matter. Not to be Zen, but to be able to hear yourself more clearly. Just, 5 minutes of quiet time and contemplation. One honest sentence. What is it that I really need today? Or what am I tolerating that cost me my inner peace? And, Here's a tool that changes everything. And it is a personal mission statement. You hear about professional mission statements, but what about a personal mission statement? Make it short, and the rule of thumb is 16 words or less that a 16-year-old can understand. And generally, you want to start with a gerund, which is a verb ending in ing. And so here are a couple of my own examples. Okay, so here's the one I come up with for myself. Empowering women to live joyful, prosperous, and purpose-driven lives. And here's one from one of my favorite coaches. And this mission statement is demonstrating daily that we were created to pursue excellence and act with courage. Then, once you come up with your own, rehearse it every morning until it becomes your inner operating system. Because when your present runs on purpose, and you stop living by default. And these tools are inspired by my ebook, Sovereign by Design. And if you want this as a companion, it is linked below. And in the next video, we are going to talk about the professional pillar, livelihood, structure, and building income without burning out. And for today, stay curious, keep exploring, and show up for yourself every day. Bye for now. See you in the next one.